Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we'll show you how some Kentuckians are finding a way to turn neighborhoods into zoos. And with all the negativity surrounding COVID-19 and social distancing, 2 Middlesboro teenagers are sharing some positivity. As people are vulnerable to coronavirus, they stay at home and they're often reliant on others to get essentials. We'll show you how one woman gets a helping paw from man's best friend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Katie Cook and your time is 5:31. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for your forecast this morning. Brandon, it was a bit on the chilly side this morning, but I think I've just been a little bit spoiled the past few days because it's been warmer.
I think we all have been spoiled the last few days. We were into the 80s on Friday and Saturday, 70s yesterday. So yeah, it's going to be a big change for us, but I believe this is Red Bud Winter, the first of our little mini winters we have in the springtime. Let's take a look outside the WYMT studios this morning, and we see calm conditions and mainly clear skies. Maybe a few clouds out there. Temperatures down south reflecting not many clouds. 41 in Monticello, 45 in Somerset, but still 55 in Jackson, Hazard, Pikeville, Logan, Huntington, and 56 there in Prestonsburg is our warm spot this morning. Across the state, 53 Paducah, Bowling Green, 55 in Louisville this morning, 52 Cincinnati, 50 in the Tri-Cities, and 55 in Nashville. Today, we're heading toward the 60s, so no more 70s and 80s at least for a little while, but they'll be back, I think, before too long. 66, the official forecast high today. Katie?
All right, Brandon, thank you. With global shortages of protective equipment endangering the lives of healthcare workers every day, a Spanish doctor has found a novel solution. Scott McLean is in Madrid with the story.
The coronavirus pandemic has turned the surgical mask into a hot commodity worldwide. In many Spanish hospitals, they are in desperately short supply. A couple of doctors in northern Spain watched colleagues in Madrid struggle with shortages and had an idea.
I had a mask, a Decathlon mask in my house, and I thought that maybe I can do some kind of connection to UC.
Dr. Alfredo Redondo is a cardiologist in Valladolid, Spain. Dr. Ignacio Amat is his boss.
As always, Alfredo has brilliant ideas. This one, I think it was a little bit crazy, but it was true that we were all very concerned. So we have to evaluate all the crazy ideas.
Making it work took some engineering, replacing the snorkel with a common medical-grade filter attached by a custom-made tube 3D printed at the hospital. Each part can be sterilized and reused, and the filters last 5 days.
These you are absolutely protected. There is a complete sealing.
The mask doesn't have official approval from health authorities, but ICU staff are already using them in Valladolid.
I wonder what this tells you about the situation that your country is in.
We are in a dramatic situation. I know the health authorities are doing as much as they can, but we need some solutions straight away.
That's because 15% of all confirmed cases in Spain are healthcare workers, one of the highest rates on earth. Some hospital staff in Madrid have had to make gowns out of garbage bags and reuse single-use masks. To aid the initiative, sporting chain Decathlon has now blocked public sales of the €25 mask. Plus,
many people from around is trying to send us their scuba masks from home.
In Valladolid, the hospital is going all in on the Easy Breath. They've already bought a second 3D printer, and it's also catching on at other hospitals, desperate for a solution to protect staff on the front line. Scott McLean, CNN, Madrid.
Sports might be currently postponed due to COVID-19, but that doesn't mean we can't still talk about them. On Saturday, the Kentucky Wildcats picked up a walk-on guard. John Calipari and company added Pennsylvania native Isaac DiGregorio as a walk-on for the 2020-2021 season. He joins Kentucky's #1 recruiting class. That includes 6 of the top 50 prospects nationally in the 2020 class. And former Kentucky basketball recruit Clifford Omarui committed to Rutgers yesterday. Omarui picked between 3 finalists, Rutgers, Arizona State, and Auburn. Kentucky offered the New Jersey native back on April 12th of last year. The center eliminated Kentucky from his final list on March 3rd. 24/7 Sports ranks Omarui as the 41st best player in the class of 2020 and the 8th best center prospect. Well, with all the negativity surrounding COVID-19 and social distancing, 2 Middlesboro teenagers are sharing some positivity. WYMT's Camille Gear has more.
During times of uncertainty,
everything's unknown, and as people, we're always scared of the unknown.
2 Middlesboro teenagers are a shining light.
Using her anxious energy to inspire and give hope to people. I mean, what is better than that?
Drawing positive messages and Bible verses in front of First Baptist Church.
My dad had bought sidewalk chalk. I said, it'd be a really good idea if we went down and we drew some inspirational messages on the parking lot.
And while the members of the church loved it,
the members loved it, of course, but the whole town loved it, and that was kind of one of my joys.
The positive messages span farther than just the steps of the church.
One of our community members took some really good photos of it with the sun coming up in the saddle of the gap.
I posted the pictures at night. We went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I was like, this is going viral. It's been shared like 40, 60 times.
What was once just some sidewalk art.
It was like, look at how much of an impact you can make on people and encouraging others just with a little bit of sidewalk chalk.
Is now a symbol of hope.
I hope that people take away that this too will pass, and that we just, as of right now, just need to live in the moment and not fear.
I feel like it lightened up me too while writing all these things, because it gave me hope.
To spread the message that together we will get through this. In Bell County, Camille Gear, WYMT Mountain News.
Kaylee and Brandy encourage everyone to get out into the community and spread a positive message. If you know anyone doing an act of kindness like this one, you can always send us a message on Facebook. Locals in Kentucky are finding a way to turn neighborhoods into zoos. People have put bears in their windows to give children something to look at while they walk. Since then, a variety of stuffed animals have appeared in windows. 60 neighbors living in Cumberland Hill and Lexington added pandas, tigers, and elephants to the collection.
I invited my neighbors to put stuffed animals in their windows that you might see in a zoo, and I've kind of challenged kids in the neighborhood to have a zoologist notebook and to go around and to record animal sightings.
There are a variety of small prizes available to those kids. One neighbor told us among the prizes are passes to the Cincinnati Zoo when things open up again. As people vulnerable to coronavirus stay at home, they're often reliant on others to get essentials. That can mean getting help from a neighbor, or maybe a neighbor's dog. In Colorado, Sunny, the golden retriever, is doing his part to help people stay at home by becoming a delivery dog. He's been making trips back and forth from his house to his immunocompromised neighbor's home since the coronavirus outbreak started weeks ago.
She got the list, she gave it to Sonny, Sonny brought it to me. I went to the store, got her groceries, and he delivered them all to her.
What a wonderful thing, just a sweet thing. So we started doing the schlepping back and forth, and it's been fun. It's been a real treat.
Delivery is not where Sonny's help stops, though. He also gets Karen's mail and picks up trash around their neighborhood when he is out on walks. As Americans stocked up on essentials for the coronavirus, preparation at camps in 2 states were already well underway. Nancy Chen introduces us to a survival community designed to withstand just about everything.
At Fortitude Ranch, with its stockpiled food, semi-automatic weapons, and designated bunkers, it's all about the what-ifs, as seen from the group's introduction video.
What would you do? What would I do? What would anybody do? If there was a serious viral pandemic or situation, how would you protect your family from such an environmental disaster? And the answer is Fortitude Ranch.
It's a survival community with undisclosed locations in remote Colorado and West Virginia, where members can escape in times of disaster. Retired Air Force Colonel Drew Miller is the company's CEO. He wants to build a total of 12 ranch locations across the country, with the next ones planned for Wisconsin and Nevada.
We have a reserve room. It may not be fancy. We have Spartan memberships that are very inexpensive, only about $1,000 per person per year. And frankly, you're on, a plywood bunk bed with the mattress there. It's not fancy.
Each ranch has about 100 members. In good times, they can use the camp's log cabins for vacation, hunting and fishing on the vast properties. But in case of what they deem a disaster, they say they're ready for whatever might happen.
There's a lot of other threats we track, from, Yellowstone supervolcano going off and, blocking out the sun and having massive crop failure, to asteroids, to, we track some 46 what we call trigger events that we think could result in a collapse.
Miller says the biggest threat is a pandemic, but that COVID-19 isn't severe enough to ask members to shelter.
If law and order breaks down, then by all means, we will open and ask our members to come. But thus far, our members pretty well understand that they really don't need to be at Fortitude Ranch now.
Still, Miller estimates that requests for membership have soared tenfold because of coronavirus.
Is this the most interest you've seen in Fortitude Ranch?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Kiki Bandela and her husband joined in 2018. The Colorado location is about a 2-hour drive from their home in Denver.
When all hell breaks loose and you have to seek shelter, if you will, from all the craziness of the world, it's really nice to know in the back of my mind that I have a place to go.
Bandela hopes she'll never have to shelter at Fortitude Ranch, but takes comfort in knowing it's there in uncertain times. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Later on Mountain News this morning, we'll show you how COVID-19 is taking some big swings at the world of music.
Some sad news yesterday for sure. April is quickly approaching and it starts on Wednesday. What can we expect for the first few days of the new month? I'll have the answer in about 3 minutes.